Felling a 35-meter poplar tree near a house and a lake is a complex task that requires careful planning, technical expertise, and strict safety measures. The proximity of buildings and water means that precision is crucial to prevent damage or accidents. Before starting the felling process, it is essential to conduct a thorough site assessment. The tree's lean and weight distribution must be evaluated to determine whether it can be safely felled in a controlled direction. Nearby obstacles, such as houses, fences, power lines, and the lake, must be accounted for, ensuring that the tree does not fall onto any structures or into the water. Proper equipment is necessary for efficiency and safety. A professional-grade chainsaw with a long guide bar, at least 60 centimeters / 24 inches, is recommended to handle the thick trunk of a mature poplar. Felling wedges and a hammer help control the tree's direction, while a pulling system, winch or ropes anchored to a stable point, provides additional guidance. Given the risk of the tree falling toward the house or into the lake, a controlled winching system is highly recommended. A strong rope is secured high up in the tree, using a throwing weight and pulley system if necessary. This rope is then anchored to a sturdy point, such as another tree, a vehicle, or a winch. By applying gradual tension, the rope helps guide the tree's fall in the desired direction. This system provides additional control, especially in cases where the natural lean of the tree is not aligned with the intended felling direction. The directional notch is the first cut made to control the tree's fall. This consists of two cuts forming a wedge. The top cut is made at a 45-degree angle, reaching about 1/3 of the tree's diameter toward the felling direction. The bottom cut is a horizontal cut that meets the top cut, forming a precise notch. The depth of the notch should be 1/4 to 1/3 of the tree's diameter to provide enough control over the fall. Because this tree is located near structures and water, the notch must be accurately aligned with the intended fall direction to minimize risks. The back cut is made slightly above the notch's base, leaving a hinge of uncut wood to control the tree's fall. To prevent the tree from leaning in the wrong direction, felling wedges are inserted into the back cut. These wedges help guide the tree and ensure a smooth fall. The chainsaw cut progresses carefully, with the operator constantly monitoring any movement in the tree. If necessary, additional wedge adjustments are made to maintain control. As the back cut nears completion, the tree begins to lean forward. If using a winch or rope system, gradual pulling pressure is applied to ensure it falls in the intended direction. The crew must stay alert and clear the area, following the pre-planned escape routes to avoid injury. As the tree falls, it is important to watch for branch breakage or unexpected shifts that could pose additional risks. Once the tree has safely landed, the team should wait momentarily to ensure it is settled before approaching. Once the tree is on the ground, a safety check should be conducted to ensure there are no hanging branches or unstable sections that could fall. The ropes and equipment are carefully removed, and the tree is prepared for processing. The next steps include limbing, removing the branches, and sectioning the trunk into manageable pieces using a chainsaw. The wood can then be used for firewood, lumber, or wood chipping, depending on its quality and intended use. Additionally, the stump can either be left to decompose naturally, ground down using a stump grinder, or removed manually. Felling a large beech tree in the Majki forest is a complex operation that requires careful planning, technical skill, and the right equipment to ensure a safe and controlled process. Given the size and density of beechwood, using a high-performance chainsaw like the Husqvarna 576 XPG is crucial. This chainsaw, equipped with a powerful 5.7 HP X-Torque engine, offers excellent cutting efficiency, reduced fuel consumption, and ergonomic design, making it well-suited for professional tree felling. For felling a large beech tree, a professional-grade chainsaw is necessary. The Husqvarna 576 XPG, with its long guide bar, 24 to 28 inches, low vibration system, and heated handles, is designed for handling large hardwood trees efficiently. In addition to the chainsaw, felling wedges and a sledgehammer are required to help control the fall. If needed, a winch or rope system can be attached to the tree to provide additional directional support. This setup is particularly useful if the tree has an opposing lean or if there are nearby obstacles that must be avoided. The directional notch is the first critical cut that determines the fall path of the tree. It consists of two cuts. The top cut is made at a 45-degree downward angle, extending about 1/3 of the tree's diameter toward the intended felling direction. The bottom cut is a horizontal cut that meets the top cut, forming a clean wedge. The notch must be precisely aligned with the chosen fall path to prevent the tree from veering off course. This notch serves as the guiding point for the tree's fall and ensures better control over the process. Once the directional notch is completed, the next step is to make the back cut, which will release the tree and allow it to fall. This cut is made slightly above the base of the notch to create a hinge of uncut wood, which helps control the tree's descent. As the back cut progresses, felling wedges are inserted into the cut. These wedges help prevent the tree from leaning backward and assist in guiding it in the correct direction. Care must be taken to cut gradually and evenly, avoiding any sudden movements that could destabilize the tree. As the back cut nears completion, the operator must stay alert and listen for cracking sounds, which indicate that the tree is beginning to fall. If a winch or pulling system is in place, it should be engaged to gently guide the tree in the intended direction. During the final moments of the fall, the operator and any assisting crew members should retreat along the pre-planned escape routes to avoid being caught by falling branches or an unexpected shift in the tree's movement. It is important to remain at a safe distance until the tree has completely settled on the ground. Felling a large beech tree in the Modkey forest requires precise planning, technical execution, and the use of a powerful chainsaw like the Husqvarna 576 XPG. By following a structured process, including site assessment, directional cutting, back cutting with wedges, and controlled tree fall, the operation can be carried out safely and efficiently. Proper post-felling cleanup ensures that the wood is processed effectively while maintaining the health of the surrounding forest. Felling a huge spruce tree, especially a green one, is a complex task that requires careful planning, the right tools, and strict adherence to safety protocols. Before beginning, it's essential to assess the tree and its surroundings. Check the tree's health for signs of disease, rot, or dead branches that could affect its stability. Determine the tree's natural lean, as this will influence the direction of the fall. Identify any obstacles, such as buildings, power lines, or other trees, that could interfere with the process. Additionally, plan at least 2 clear escape routes at a 45-degree angle away from the intended fall direction to ensure a safe retreat. Having the right tools is critical for a successful and safe felling operation. A chainsaw with a bar length appropriate for the tree's diameter is essential, along with personal protective equipment, PPE, such as a helmet, eye and ear protection, gloves, chainsaw chaps, and steel-toe boots. Felling wedges are also necessary to help control the direction of the fall, while an axe or hatchet can be useful for clearing debris or making adjustments. A measuring tape will help determine the tree's diameter and plan cuts accurately. The next step is to plan and execute the notch cut, a V-shaped cut made on the side of the tree facing the desired fall direction. This notch guides the tree's fall and should be about 1/3 of the tree's diameter in depth. A typical notch has a 70-degree opening with a horizontal top cut and an angled bottom cut that meets the top cut to form a precise hinge. Accuracy in this step is crucial, as it ensures the tree falls in the intended direction. Once the notch is complete, the felling cut is made on the opposite side of the tree, slightly above the level of the notch. This cut determines when the tree will fall. It's important to leave a hinge of uncut wood, about 10% of the tree's diameter, to control the fall. If the tree begins to lean and pinch the chainsaw bar, felling wedges can be inserted into the cut to prevent this. As the tree starts to fall, immediately shut off the chainsaw and retreat along one of the pre-planned escape routes, staying alert for falling branches or debris. After the tree is on the ground, the process of limbing and bucking begins. Limbing involves removing branches starting from the base and working toward the top, while bucking involves cutting the trunk into manageable sections for transport or processing. Felling a large poplar tree with a circumference of approximately 3.50 meters is a complex task that requires careful planning, specialized equipment, and precise cutting techniques to ensure safety and control. Poplar trees are known for their fast growth, softwood characteristics, and considerable height, making them challenging to handle, especially in confined spaces or near structures. Given the tree's size and density, using a high-performance chainsaw with a long guide bar is necessary for efficient cutting. A professional-grade chainsaw such as the STIHL Mississippi 880 or Husqvarna 592 XP, equipped with a 30 to 36-inch guide bar, provides the power and reach needed for deep trunk penetration. In addition to the chainsaw, essential tools include felling wedges and a sledgehammer, which help control the direction of the fall. A winch or rope system may also be required for additional stability, especially if the tree has an opposing lean or is located near obstacles that must be avoided. The directional notch is the first cut and plays a crucial role in controlling the tree's fall. For a tree of this magnitude, a standard open-face notch with a 70-degree opening is recommended. This method provides greater precision and allows for a smoother fall. The top cut is made at a 70-degree downward angle, reaching about 1/4 to 1/3 of the tree's diameter. The bottom cut is a horizontal cut that meets the top cut, creating a wedge-shaped notch. The notch depth must be aligned perfectly with the intended fall path to prevent the tree from veering off course. This notch ensures that the tree falls predictably and safely, reducing the risk of unintended movement. After the directional notch is completed, the back cut is made slightly above the bottom of the notch to create a hinge that controls the fall. This cut must be executed carefully to maintain enough hinge wood for a gradual and controlled descent. During the back cut, felling wedges are inserted into the opening to prevent the tree from settling backward. These wedges help keep the tree upright until the final moments of the cut, ensuring that it falls in the intended direction. If necessary, a winch or pulling rope can be used for additional guidance. The back cut should be made gradually and evenly, avoiding any abrupt cuts that could cause the tree to split or fall unpredictably. As the tree begins to fall, the operator and assisting crew must be prepared to retreat along the escape routes immediately. It is important to remain aware of the surroundings and listen for cracking sounds, which indicate that the tree is starting to move. Once the tree is on the ground, it is advisable to wait momentarily before approaching to ensure that no branches are at risk of snapping or shifting unexpectedly. This final stage requires patience and careful observation to avoid any post-fall hazards. Poland is one of the most forested countries in Europe, with about 30% of the country covered by forests. Logging activities here are carried out according to strict procedures, complying with sustainable forestry standards to ensure a balance between exploitation and conservation. Tree cutting in Poland's forests is usually carried out according to a scientific process, starting with an assessment of the logging area. Before cutting down trees, forestry experts will check the age, diameter, height, and health of the trees to determine which trees should be harvested and which should be kept. Once the trees to be cut down are identified, the felling process is carried out using modern methods such as harvesters and specialized chainsaws. For large trees or trees in difficult-to-reach locations, foresters will use handheld chainsaws combined with wedges to ensure the trees fall in the desired direction. The Polish logging industry uses a variety of advanced technologies to increase productivity and minimize environmental impact. Common equipment includes harvesters, forwarders and skidders, chipper. Although logging is an important economic sector, Poland still applies sustainable forestry principles to ensure that forests continue to regenerate. Some important measures include planning logging cycles to avoid affecting the forest ecosystem, reforestation immediately after logging to maintain green areas, protection of primary forest areas, and restriction of logging in nature reserves. Deforestation in Poland is not only for the purpose of logging, but also goes hand in hand with environmental responsibility. Thanks to the application of modern technology and sustainable logging measures, the forestry industry in Poland maintains a balance between economic and ecological protection.